Do we have sound now? Hello, hello. Ba 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 ba. Disappointing. Okay. So I've been rambling on here for a while by my own. So Sunil, thanks Sunil. Okay. So I was talking about the last episode. I was exporting textures from the Mari session. So now I just hooked it up into a monolithic shader, and Sunil says that he can hear me, so that's a good one. Okay, so where were we? So sorry for my silent mode in the beginning. So yeah, so we were here. I exported textures, hooked it up, and just trying it out. So I'm gonna go back here and take a look at the actual. I'm gonna hook up like a dirt layer here using the. Let's make a. Let's see. Just gonna have something here. Pixar layer. So let's hook up this into that one. So I want to disable these layers first, just to check it out. Actually, it wasn't on there, so. Where is my base? Ah, it was this one. Wrong shader. There we should go. So for we have the layer mixer here. This is Renderman's way of adding shaders on top of each other. So just gonna add it on top here. So it goes from bottom and up. So I'm gonna take the settings from this one and plug it into my Mari nodes later. So I already started on the actual dirt layer color. So yeah, I'm more interested in the actual breakup and specular roughness. So I'm gonna take a Pixar dirt. It's like a occlusion bake, just to mimic some kind of dirt on this. So where is it? Pixar. I always forget what it's called. Let's go into patterns. Should be here. Pixar dirt. There we go. Can I plug this into the mask? There you go. So I'm just gonna use this as a dummy for a dirt mask now. So let's start an IPR here and see what we get. Yeah, thanks, Sunil. How are you? Are you on a leave now, or? So there we go. Let's see. So the dirt here is it's kind of like an occlusion shader. So I just use it now to fake a dirt. We can tune it here and see what happens. It's actually easier to I think I'm gonna temporarily pause IPR here and just make it constant, and just to see what effect I get there. I kind of like to see it before when you really do it. So let's plug it into that one. It's a little tricky to do stuff like this on a single monitor, but I have to do it because I have to live stream as well. It's a little Tetris. So let's see here. There we go. Place this up there, close this and this. Maybe make some, yeah, it's visible there, so let's see. Okay, so that's the mask now. So that's the broadness of it. How far it's going. And you can also set the bias on this one, and that's kind of cool because then you can get like a streaking effects and stuff. So if I hit 1 for example, if I zoom, then it's the y-axis, so it's gonna be more. Let's try a -1 to see what happens. That's more like it's coming from below. And 1. I think that's better for mimicking some kind of dirt. And actually, why not just break it up with something as well? So we can make a Pixar blend. And bottom. So now we have to plug something into there to the top one and multiply it against this. So let's take a round cube or something. I'm thinking I'm gonna pause this temporarily. So let's see, it was a while ago since I used the round cube. It's like a three-planar projection. I also needs a Pixar, what's it, multi-image. What's it called? Let's see. Pattern. Multi-texture. So then I need some textures here now as well. Just take some grunge. Have a few text ones here, that's good. Take anything just now. Let's see if we can get this to work. One texture. Let's see. Okay, let's fire off an IPR. So I think it's actually working, but we have to set, yeah, it's the repetition here that needs to be tweaked. Frequency. Let's see, scale. So this is like world scale, this one, this slider here. In Mori. So I think I need to adjust this as well. So Pixar threshold is a good one. And this is like histogram scan node in Mori threshold. Okay. So now we want to blend this with the occlusion calculation. So let's do that. Where is the dirt? And let's just take an maybe an overlay here. Start with that. So let's imagine that this is the preview for our dirt. It's not the most beautiful, but we can tweak it a bit here. And actually just instead of overlay, just multiply this down so we can see it. Okay. So we want this into the mask now. And let's reassign this. Let's see, is it on? Something is not working there, I think. Let's see, if sometimes IPR doesn't like to switch stuff like that on the fly. Should be more visible. Let's see, where is my dirt? Just crank it up and see if... Well, it actually is working, it's just so subtle there. Okay, let's zoom out now. Okay, so we have a preview anyway, so we can start to dev this. I think I'm gonna overcrank the occlusion a bit. Just gonna collapse some of this. So rough specular is gonna be good to have there on this one. And rough specular is by default 0.6 in Renderman, the shader, so that's kind of a rough. So at work we use Renderman. I've used Arnold at other facilities, they are both very capable. So I haven't tried the new Arnold shaders. Well, I can actually, because I have it in Maya now, so I just haven't bothered. But yeah, I really like the shader system in Renderman. From being very sketchy for a couple of... I've used Renderman since 2001, 2-ish. And I've seen a lot of different shader systems throughout the years, and some of them were okay, but some of them were really horrible. But I really think the new layered shading system and the new shaders they have is really good. So, but yeah, I'm gonna check out the Arnold ones as well. It's good to know what you can do. So let's see here. So I just want a... Let's see, we can tune this. A very low edge color. If I crank it up, if I go to... So now this is like a mirror dirt, so it's not gonna be like this. It's gonna be super low edge and tint, and it's gonna be neutral. I work for so Sunil Kumar says, are you still with Cinesight? I work for MPC at the moment. Been there for a year soon. So at Cinesight we used Arnold. At MPC they use Renderman. So. But I prefer Renderman. They had a shaky start when they started to introduce the path tracing, but they picked up now, I think. Okay, so I think this is gonna be the values. We also have this really nice fuzz here, and that's something we can enable. It gives like a velvety dry look on stuff. Let's zoom in, see if we can see it. Kind of need some kind of glazing angle here, if I disable the mask we can see it. So if I disable the specular, so now it's just diffuse. So let's play with the diffuse settings as well. I think we can increase the roughness a bit. And play with the values here. And tweak the fuzz. Oops. Let's do it like that. So here's without fuzz, and with fuzz we get some like a light wrap effect. I'm not sure if you can see it. Let's see if I can zoom in here. So let's tune the gain, and if I crank this up we get more of a fuzz feeling. The cone angle here. So I guess increasing the cone angle is gonna help to so you can get almost like a dirt coat, powdery coat on top. And the roughness. So this is probably a little bit too much, but I'm just gonna use a little of it in the shader when I assemble this in the end. So let's see, on the painted clear coat should be on there. So now I have clear coat on the lacquer layer underneath. So if I go now here and disable it, so when I have it on, it's gonna actually make the dirt pop even further. So if I just do like that and connect this result R or into the mask, and then we go in and enable the layer 2 here, see where we can get some. Yes, I know Valentina. So that's another effect I'm gonna play with. So now it's gonna be about transferring this into Mori as a new material. So I already started to take a look at the diffuse part, but I'm gonna use this roughness value around 0.6, 0.6.7 in roughness, and very low face and edge to get this kind of dry look. So let's disable this. Where is it? The blend here. Disable it completely so I just get the occlusion. Okay, so let's go over to Mori now. It's gonna abort rendering. Let's save as well. So I'm gonna save this just as a reference when I build my real material in the end. So what do we have? Diffuse, I can just tweak it into whatever I want in the end. So I just want these values. I'm gonna have a really low face, a little higher edge, and roughness 0.67. So okay. So this is where I left off when I was doing it on Sunday in Mori. So I think I just added a few things from the last session. So let's see, yeah, I just added a shader just to have some kind of preview. And yeah, let's stitch this. So yeah, I was working on the, so this is gonna be my dirt material. It's gonna hook up everything here in my dirt. So I have let's see what I was doing. I was the color, then we have a let's minimize so we see more of the actual asset. So it's the recap dirt. Okay, so and then I level, I grade it. So I use a mask. And that mask consists of all of this. So it's a occlusion, curvature. I use a histogram on the curvature, invert it, a brightness lookup on the occlusion, merge it together, And then I use a cloud, add it with an overlay, I would think. Yeah. And then I have axis projection that I desaturate because it's color. Add it on top with screen to give extra, like a wash of dirt all over the object. So that is masked in with this base pattern. And then I do something here, let's see. Yeah, here I make another level of have an axis projection again, brightness lookup to tweak it, a cloud to further tweak it, and that is the sum, and then it's probably overlay, yeah. So I further tweak the colors, and then I have constant, that's the like the splotches, and that's driven by a mask, and that's kind of where I left off for the base color for the dirt layer. And I actually started a while ago just to make a very basic dirt mask, so it looks like this. It's kind of the same approach, so they're gonna tie together. And I actually will probably use, I can move this under the dirt color. So this is gonna be the two most complex, I guess. Let's see. Place it down here somewhere. Tricky to get the backdrops, you have to be precise. Okay, so I wanna just hook up stuff here. So roughness, and we want point, let's say it's 0.65. Okay, so we want to duplicate. So it's going to be, well, I started on the actual color, that's kind of work already in progress. So this is going to be the face color, edge color, and the roughness. And why not make a bump? Because it's in the other ones. Let's rename this. I hate when that large text pops up in the center of your workspace. Not question mark. Okay, so make some real estate. And radio node, so Um, asset like this maybe depends on the level of detail. This is quite an easy asset, so I would say maybe 2 weeks or something working full time to make a decent LODA, like a full screen kind of asset. If it's gonna go this close, then maybe we might have to spend some more time. So yeah, the question was how long does something like that considered to be like in a production? I would say a couple of weeks for something in this complexity. And we're talking 8-hour day then, not 16 hours or something crazy. Okay, let's see. Let's dive in here and whoop. What? 0.0015 edge color. So this is linear colors, and it's just gray shaded at the moment. It's for you who haven't seen this before, it's in Renderman you have the roughness, you have the ability to use the artistic or the what's it called, physical. So I use the artistic because it's easier for me to texture it, because I can have these two values that I can texture. So that's the which one was it? Face color. Did I? Yeah. Edge color 0034. And roughness 0.67. Bump, it's 0.5 at the moment. Okay, so hook up radio nodes on this one again. So this one is already hooked up, I think. Yeah. I just need those. So I can't wait until the day Foundry gets their ass together and making you like a material texturing system. That will be cool. I'm not sure exactly how it will work, but it must be some kind of collection. Just making groups to work properly will be a first step, I guess. So I already started to hook up stuff here. So at the moment, so I have my diffuse color coming in there, but I haven't hooked up the actual edge and so let's do that. So I just had a dummy node there. And this one. So I already have the mask coming in, the dirt mask that comes from down there. This one looks funky. Where does it actually go? Whoa, I have something floating way off in space here. So this is something that can happen sometimes. What is it? It's, have to hunt it down, see where it starts to fail. It's here. Okay, so I have to disable the radio nodes here so it gets less polluted by nodes there. Okay, so I think I connected it to the wrong one there. And this one should go there. Okay, so this is where I left it off. If I go to this node here, yes, get some more. This is what I exported and what I rendered recently. So now I hooked up the color, the two different edge and face reflection. So if I now look at it, then we have the base here. So if I would go in here and overcrank my, if I overcrank this by brightness lookup, you can see more of the actual dirt mask here. If I want to simulate something that's really dirty, can just do like that. And we have the setup here for the dirt and for the reflectivity here and the roughness all synced. So yeah, that's kind of my methodology. So now I'm gonna work on the actual intricate details in the dirt mask and also do some more breakup in the reflectivity, and the specular roughness is one of the most important. It's gonna do some extra breakup in that one. So that's my workflow, and I think that's kind of concludes this session. So it's kind of a short one. I just wanted to investigate some of the aspects of the dirt material, and yeah, sorry for the sound issue in the beginning. There was something wrong with my OBS setting. You never know when you're live streaming. It can be a hit and it can be a miss. So yeah, let's switch over to the chat so people on the rerun can see that what's been said. So yeah, so this is Meshmen Studio channel, and if you wanna stay connected and see what happens in the world of texturing and Renderman lookdev, just subscribe to my channel. It's gonna be some casual like this, just hanging out, texturing Mario and Renderman, and also I'm gonna do more project-based stuff later. So I have a few things in the pipeline, but right now I'm doing some yes, texturing of this really old asset here, just to take another go with it using more of a node-based setup. I want to share some techniques that I use in node-based texturing. And yeah, also it's good to have a discussion and maybe come up with other ideas. So if you have other workflows you want to share, just post them in the comments below. And yeah, so until the next time, happy texturing and rendering. So yeah, see you. Bye bye.